Todd Monken on what he's looking for from his offense. This was from his time with the Baltimore Ravens.
Good football still is surrounded by don't turn it over, be explosive, score touchdowns in the red zone, be good on third downs, don't have lost yardage plays, and athletic quarterbacks that make off-schedule plays. The rest of it just falls into that. That's the analytical part. How do we get to that model? Don't turn it over, and how are we explosive? I don't care if it's with a fullback, without a fullback, 4 wide, 3 wide. My cousin's at Army wanted to run a triple option. That works. Okay, now you can only run what you know. You can't just make stuff up. I mean, it's fun to do that, but usually it doesn't work. But the reality is that there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, but still the principles of how you win are the same.
So again, G. Bush, the MO is he's not scheme dependent. He's players over plays, and he can run a bunch of different offenses. I don't see where the downside in any of that is. And you know, the thing is, run the football and don't turn it over and be explosive. Well, yeah, that sounds like common sense.
Right. And the thing too, I think a lot of time we make we make a lot of bones about the fact that in structure, out of structure. I've seen 4 or 5 clips of him. I've gone back to watch him talk at seminars. He talks about how much of an advantage it is to have guys that can make plays off schedule, playmakers that can extend plays. Those are the things you can't cover. Those are the things that offensive coordinators stay up at night and worry about, because you can cover everybody for 4 or 5 seconds. You can have the route combinations down. You can have the quarterback dead to rights in the backfield, but he makes one move, it's a scramble drill, and all of a sudden you play great defense for 3.5 downs, and then the half a down on third down, they make a play, and now you got to be back on the field, and the drive is going on because of what that guy can do off schedule. He wants guys that can play make. And if you are a quarterback, if you are Shedeur Sanders, or anybody in this locker room that's a quarterback, and you feel like that's one of your best traits, then you should have a great time in this offense, right? I like the fact that he's not scheme dependent. I like the fact that, you know, he says there's more than one way to skin a cat. It's just about how you go about doing it. You got to run the ball. You got to be physical. But just because you want to be physical doesn't mean it got to be 4 tight ends. You could be physical running the football out of 4 wide receivers. It's just all about how you want to go about it. So I like the fact that he's multiple. And to be honest with you, I'm as far as downsides go, I don't know if you're not into what he says on face value in his resume. I don't know where you could really pick apart the hire, really. Like, I'm trying to figure out the levels of downside. Maybe it's a downside because you hadn't heard his name, or maybe it's a downside because you told yourself that you wanted another candidate. But when you look at the resume, when you look at his ability to get the most out of his quarterbacks, when you look at the multiple ways that he can deliberate and do things offensively, and the way he is very straightforward and a communicator with the press, with his teams, with the media, then this looks like a much needed change. Now, again, nobody's going to win the Super Bowl in the press conference. You still got to go out and do it. But as I see it, I'm trying to find out where all these downsides are. I mean, you got a guy who looks like he's going to be in the weeds with the quarterback, trying to fix this offense and getting the most out of your quarterback. That's the only thing that we would ask for going into this offseason. So, I like it.
Well, you know, the problem is a lot of fans were thinking they were going to find the head coach for the next 20. Let's find a guy that can win for 5 years and then kind of go from there. Can we get to, we've had one coach since they've come back who got to the end of his first contract. That was Kevin Stefanski. In the last 2 years, everybody wanted to run him out of time. Let's give a guy to stabilize the offense and get it right.